In this lesson video, we will introduce index law 5 and 6, that is multiplication of two or more different base index terms and division of two different base index term. Index law 1 to 4 was based on the same base, but here in index law 5 we will see how we can calculate index forms algebraic terms when there are different bases. So for example, here x to the power n multiplied y to the power n. Here in index law 1 it was like this, that x to the power m times x to the power n was x to the power m plus n. In index law 1 base was same, power different. Then we know that same base will come and the power will be added. But in index law 5, power is same, but the bases are different. X to the power n times y to the power n. So here the powers are same, but bases are different. Index law 5 says that then we can write it as these two bases multiplication to whole power the same power. So let us do one illustration here. Say we have x to the power 3 times y to the power 3. X to the power 3 means, from the definition of index form, x is multiplied 3 times. And also y to the power 3 means y is multiplied 3 times. Now all these 6 values are multiplied. So if we group them together, that means if we take one x and one y, that means x times y, and another x and another y, another x and another y, and then multiply them. Same thing, because 3x is multiplied, here 1, 2 and 3x is multiplied, 3 y's are multiplied, y, y and y. But we can regroup them like x times y, x times y, x times y. If we just think that this is a one group, say this is A, then we got actually A times A times A. If we just rename this xy group and A, so we got A times A times A. From index definition, we know that A times A times A, that means A is multiplied thrice, so it will be A to the power 3. So similarly, if we replace this A with x by y, that means x multiplied by y, this 3 group, same thing multiplies thrice, so the base will be x times y and power will be 3, like A to the power 3. A is here x times y, x multiplied by y. So we can deduce that if two different bases with same power are multiplied, then we can bring them these two base as multiplication and then the raising the same power. Or alternatively we can say, if two different bases is multiplied and we got a common power, then we can divide this power on each of this base. So for example, in this first example, 3x to the power 3. So 3x is actually 3 times x to the power 3. So here we got two different bases, one is 3 and one is x. The common power is 3. Then using this formula, we can distribute these powers, this same power on both these bases. So one will be 3 to the power 3 times x to the power 3. So this same power 3 is distributed on these two different bases. So now the simplification will give 3 to the power 3 means 3 times 3 to the power 3 means 3 times 3 times 3, that means 27. So we will get 27 x to the power 3. Actually here we expanded. So let us see this example. Here 3 a cube and a. If we write like this, the 3 a cube and b square, that means one term, two term, three term, they are multiplied and the common power is 2. So then this common power will be distributed over each of the bases. That means 3 will get this square power, a cube is there, so that will get this power, and b will also get this common power. So we will get 3 square is 9, a to the power 3 to the power 2, in using index law 4, power on power, these two power will multiply. So a to the power 3 times 2 and b to the power 2 will remain as it is. So we can write a, this is 6, so a to the power 6 b square. So in generally we can say that if defined bases are multiplied together and they got same power, then we can take that power as a single power and bring all those bases as their multiplied form. Or inversely, if a defined bases are multiplied together and they got a common power, we can distribute the common power on each of the bases. This is index law 5, and in later slides we will practice some examples on index law 5.